show them who I really am.
I've been asking everybody this all day, and so I need your answer. What is your go-to karaoke song?
I love Disney musicals. I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. You know, that's always great to do, especially with a partner. Yeah, I love John Legend. I love Ed Sheeran, although he's a little outside my range. So even though I love the songs, I can never sing it. You need one of those machines that you can change the tune, like you can bring the tone down into your register, but that isn't always available. Anyway, I'm rambling. I love karaoke, so I'll do karaoke anytime.
So many, but I'll just say, oh geez, Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah,
That's
I get
bold.
up on the table. Yeah.
That is not an easy one.
No, it's not, but I kill it. Yeah. It's pretty good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, somebody asked me that before. I would always go with Backstreet Boys, I Want It That Way.
Nice! Excellent choice.
What's this Alicia Keys song? If I Ain't Got You.
Ooh, fantastic.
I sang a song on my marriage celebration with my husband.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes, which I met on this film.
You met him on this film?
Yes.
What part did he have?
Yes,
What did
I was cast single and repped married. He's one of the action designers on this film.
You're like such a badass. Everything that you do is like so cool.
I've heard you guys talk a little bit leading up to the film about how because Shang-Chi's comic book origin isn't as widely known as like a Spider-Man, let's say, you guys were able to take some liberties to fit the story that you wanted to tell. But I was curious about what elements from the comics that you did want to pull to make sure that they were well represented in the film.
Shang-Chi's relationship with his father and his very complicated relationship dynamic between those two was definitely the core of what we wanted to hold on to in our movie. I mean, you'll see some specific plot points from his backstory that are still a part of this of our updated version of this world. But it was equally as important for us to give Shang-Chi an update and make him relevant to our times right now, to make him a character that the Asian American community can embrace, that I myself and my co-writer Dave Callahan, who's Chinese American, that we wanted to create a character that we could fully relate to and surround him with other characters that we can relate to, and that was the most important part of the creative process for us.
Hold on, everybody! We make a good team.
Katy is told that the trajectory of your lives essentially is never going to be the same. I'm curious if that's what it feels like as an actor being added to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I mean, I guess so. And metaphorically speaking, I guess you could say that. Yeah.
Katy is also extremely accepting of really strange things that happen over the course of this movie.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm wondering if you think that's just a character trait of people who have to exist in the MCU. Like they've seen some crazy stuff, they're just going to roll with it.
Yeah, I think that's definitely what's going on. I think that once she sees her first crazy thing, then it's like all the other crazy things just, she's used to it at that point. But yeah, you definitely are going to see some crazy things in the MCU.
I know that you don't like to talk about your life, but a guy with a freaking machete for an arm just chopped our bus in half.
I have to ask really quickly about the jacket off, jacket back on move in the bus fight. Is that a Jackie Chan tribute? And how long did it take to master?
I watched that back and I'm like, I still don't think I've mastered it. It very much is a tribute to Jackie and his action design and I don't know if you know this, but Brad Allen was our action director. Unfortunately passed away very, very recently, and we're just so shocked and saddened by his loss. But Brad was a pupil of Jackie's, and was one of the first non-Chinese members of the Jackie Chan stunt team, and really kind of came up in that environment of Hong Kong action, which at the time was groundbreaking and took the world by storm. And so it's very much an homage. It's also very much Brad's own experience and his choreography, and in his mind, and Yeah, I mean, he was responsible for all of the incredible action sequences in our film, really just put so much of himself in it, and you can really see the heart in all of the different sequences. You know, it's not just fighting for fighting's sake. There's so much more. There's, you know, character depth, there's love songs and love stories that are told through these fights, and then also, you know, so many homages to different, you know, it wasn't just Jackie, but it's, you know, the Crouching Tiger, it's the hero of it all. It's, you know, it really, like, the influences extend so much further back.
One of the biggest contributions that Brad brought to this movie was just a deep respect for the history of martial arts films that came before us, and a deep respect for the art form of Chinese Kung Fu and the vast array of techniques and styles that comes with that. And because of that respect, he brought together a really special team of choreographers, some from mainland China, some from Hong Kong, that all came with their unique sensibilities in order to create fights that some are very much in the Jackie Chan style of setups and payoffs and fun and joy and laugh and comedy mixed into a sequence. And others can be described as elegant and beautiful and emotional. And these were all really, really special contributions that Brad brought to this movie that we really couldn't have done it without him.
I just want to know, from an acting standpoint and from production standpoint, how many days roughly does it take to capture that entire sequence?
Almost 4 weeks.
You're kidding me.
No, it was really, really tough. You know, you have to imagine we shot that in Australia in February. It's summer, so outside there were like 85, 90 degrees, and we were shooting it in the bus. So the bus was like a sauna. You know, we were sweating. We were bleeding because the bus was so small and tight, and we were always hitting some poles and some walls and whatsoever. But because it was so tough and so hard, I'm even more proud of it, you know.
No, you should be. I need to ask, what is the origin story for your character's hand? I don't think we're told anything about why his arm is like this. What happened to this poor man?
Well, you don't see that in the movie, but obviously, you know, when you create a character like this, you know, me and the director, we try to pick up on different scenarios so I get a better feeling for the character. And it's basically when Van Vu was on one of his business trips in Romania, he found this little kid, this little beggar on the street, juggling 3 balls with one arm, and he was so inspired by him that he took him in and kind of raised him as his stepson, and, you know, created a very strong soldier out of him. So that's basically the background story.
You're just a criminal who murders people. Be careful how you speak to me, boy.
It is incredible the number of acting legends that you get to share the screen with in this movie. You know, it's a comic book movie, but here you are with Tony Leung and Michelle Yeoh. So what were some of the biggest takeaways that you took from acting alongside them?
Oh my God, it was just like masterclass every day working with them. Tony, his work ethic is amazing. He's a legend. And when we were on set, he never went back to his trailer. He never asked for anything. He never brought his phone on set. He just always, he sat there and watched and always ready, always prepared. And I mean, his performance, I could watch his performance under a microscope. All those details, you know what I mean? In his eyes. And Michelle, oh my God, I really adore her. I watched her films prior to working with her on this one. I thought she's quite serious, you know, but actually she can be pretty goofy. Yeah, I love working with her. So much fun.
I would love to dive into the visualization of the rings themselves. I mean, they're crucial to the movie, and if they don't work on screen, then the movie doesn't necessarily work. What were some of the conversations you had about how they would be visualized, how they might move? And do you remember how early in the process you got to see maybe a previs of them? Did you get to sort of see that, to see how it would work on screen?
It was developing the rings was actually something that it was the first thing we started, and it actually was one of the last things that we were putting finishing touches on toward the end of the movie. It went through a lot of evolution through the development process. Chris Townsend, our VFX supervisor, was pretty instrumental in just showing us options of how different ways that the rings could be used, different ways that they could look. We were, inspired by movies like 36 Chambers and even Kung Fu Hustle, and the way that they used this type of weapon. So we knew early on that was the inspiration for what the rings would be and do, but we saw all kinds of ways that these rings could be used, and they might find their way to being used in that way in the future. We'll see. It's
exciting because the Marvel characters now have the ability to transition from films to a Disney Plus series also too, and I thought the 10 Rings would be a perfect place to be explored, in a multi-episode series.
Good idea.
Oh man, I don't know. I have no idea. I think I all I know is that I have a lot of fun playing Katy, and I had a lot of fun working with this cast, and definitely working with Simu. So, if our adventure should begin, I wouldn't mind any medium. Yeah.
You got this.
Thank you.